back at the DreamHack Master Spring 2020, and we come back with a vengeance. fnatic taking on FaZe, and things start to heat up in Group C as we continue to barrel along with some of these matches. My name being Trace, but of course, not alone, never would be alone in the studio. I've got a Dane by the name of Jacob. You might know him as a pimp of sorts. Don't know exactly what he's pimping, but he's out here big pimping, I can tell you that. Alongside of Bled, who's also here in his own way pimping, but not necessarily big pimping. So, Jacob, I don't know how to break this to you, but there was a tweet, and I think that we should just kind of get that ready, kind of just pull that up right away, but also, you know, maybe not. What do you think?
I think we should do it. I think we should.
Think so?
Yeah.
I think we should as well. And while we're doing that, I think everybody should just take a second and read this one out loud. Jacob, read this tweet to me.
Astralis explores options as Subnix takes a leave. Well, that trace is super interesting, right? Because we knew about Glaive maybe, you know, being a little bit stressed out. We knew about Glaive wanting a little bit of a break, but Subnix, that comes out of the blue. And what is Astralis going to do then? Eztech still locked with a contract with Heroic, and all of a sudden you need a new player? What's going on?
It is a strange timeline for the Danes. Of course, we talk about a Game of Thrones, and for a throne that is up for grabs now, even if we think about just how long they've been in the big house, this is a team that is now vulnerable as well, alongside of everyone else, citing, you know, whatever you have, fatigue, burnout, not really, you know, meshing with your team. I want to go ahead and cite that of DK for going ahead and giving us that per sources. Now, Jacob, I love your opinion, but obviously we have to talk about this matchup at hand. And Blay, I'm looking at fnatic FaZe. What are you thinking?
Oh, this is a banger. This is the game of the group, if you ask me, right? fnatic woke up. Like, if they'd lost the game yesterday, firstly, they'd be out. If they lost that game, they'd be in the bottom place. There's no chance of them making it through. FaZe have managed to get 6 points in very close matchups. One against Team Spirit, where it was a crazy game, where Spirit played with a stand in mind, you had map number 3 and still went to overtime, and then a very narrow win over Godson as well. Now, coming against a team like fnatic, this is a team who are going to definitely pose a challenge. And now, if it was an older fnatic who, the way they played the first game, I'd be like, you know what, FaZe were the favorites here. But then fnatic woke up on train, and my God, did they span Godsend. And if that fnatic shows up in the server, FaZe are in for a hell of a time.
Yeah, you know, Jacob, let's talk about fnatic. Let's talk about who these Swedes are, where they're going, where they've been.
It's one of the best teams in the world, and it's a team that has an insanely high skill potential. A team that right now have been in a bit of a strugglesome period. A team that hasn't really lived up to the expectations, especially not in this tournament, and definitely not in the road to Rio so far. That being said, though, we saw them in the beginning of 2020 being one of the absolute best teams in the world. So we know how good they can be. The big problem for them is that they don't know what's going on, and neither do we. We did an interview with Golden yesterday, and he was saying, like, as honest as you could, we don't know what is going on. We're still practicing. We're still trying to treat this period as the same we did before. We're just not making up the results we want to. Maybe, just maybe, yesterday was the turnaround point they needed in order to finally start believing in their own abilities once again.
And yeah, maybe. Perhaps they had some words on that same note. Let's hear what their rhythm is.
We have watched a lot of demos on FaZe. We're actually taking some of their strats and made it to in our own way. I think they play really good Counter-Strike. The new guy is gonna take all those positions as well. It was so recently, so I don't think they have changed much. It's hard to say because they're really good individuals.
He's even landed the wallbang. Olaf should be in so much trouble. Finally, Brolin hits the shot. Another one, though, coming back for FaZe. 30 seconds. JW's just thriving in the chaos on that site.
Yeah,
Golden's flank.
He wins this. We'll get his first kill, no problem, and Nico's already low. Flashbang goes over. I think we might be done here with 10 seconds remaining. He'll have to be advantage here, but he is against Nico. Flashbang dropped. Massive advantage for Golden. Should be done here.
Has to be such a first perfect shot from Nico, and Golden's done it. fnatic.
When a team brings in a new player in a short amount of time like this, it's hard for a team to like adjust and take in what a new guy likes to do and what his positions and stuff like that. So I guess they're just gonna put him on all of positions and stuff like that. But so I don't know really what to expect. I believe we are the stronger team, but it's gonna be hard because we had a shaky period, and FaZe is really good, individual as team play, but we have to see on the server who's the better team.
And he says we got to sit in the server to find out who the better team is. Well, he's not wrong, but we don't have to sit very far away from Twitch chat to know who the best Twitch chat user is. Who's wearing the hat in the chat? That's what everybody wants to know. We're still trying to figure it out years later, Jacob. Looks like you're wearing a hat of sorts. But anyway, what would you type in the chat? That's what I want to know. Go ahead and head over to Twitch and type it in. It's going to be #fnatic or #FaZe, depending on where you're putting your hat. Now, again, only the best can wear the hat. Jacob, why the hairstyle?
Just trying to copy Blur here, see if I could pull it off. It doesn't really work out that well.
I don't know that even is copying Blay at all.
I don't have spikes.
There we go.
All right. I like the little.
That's nice. It's kind of like little tails now. I don't even know,
Yeah,
like
man,
rave tails, like
kinda
people
cool.
that go to raves. Yeah, anyway, we'll go back to work. All right, fine. Let's talk about what's coming up in the rest of this series, because FaZe Clan are certainly a team that need to be discussed, especially when you consider now that they have Bemis over on their side. And we got the first taste of it yesterday in a knockdown, drag-out series against Spirit.
And you know what? They're getting better. They're getting better and better, and I think BMS so far in this lineup has done some solid work, especially on the T sides. He seems to be very aggressive, seems to be super good at playing this aggressive and fast-paced style that FaZe is practicing right now. That being said, though, it was a bit of a scare yesterday. I think with Mur on the lineup, with Mur not having these internet issues that occurred yesterday, FaZe could easily have lost that game. So they're not really looking that sharp either. And going up against the fnatic, that we can't really put a finger on where they are. This bounce up for a good matchup.
Yeah, 100%. Like, it depends on the fnatic we're going to be seeing today. I agree with him that they have looked definitely better. BMOS as a player really shines on the T side. We've seen some insane spray transfer kills he's got, and not just 1 or 2 rounds. He's shown that he does have the raw skill, maybe not the experience to be in his lineup, but against fnatic. Now, if we see fnatic, we saw yesterday on Train, I think fnatic takes this easy. I think FaZe are in for a very rough time. But if you do see the fnatic who've been struggling a little bit, I think we're in for a very messy affair.
Yeah, Fnatic certainly beatable, but it's not always a fun time. Even when they are beatable, they're still knifing people. But I doubt very seriously that FaZe are going to take those knives lightly. Let's go ahead and hear what they've got to say.
Fnatic is always a hard team to play against. They have a lot of talents, and they know how to play the situations pretty well. So against them, the game is not about team play. It's about like how to close good rounds like as a team together. You don't need to try to outplay them. You don't need to try to like have more strats against them, but you need to know how to play the situations really well.
Now the frag does come in neatly. Body shotting them with the Galil. JW's doing everything to keep them out of the sight. A triple kill. He could even find a fourth. It's Flusher to do that. And JW has not done enough because Coldzera's in the sight. And it quick.
I think Fnatic is good in both ways. Like they play good online and they play good online as well. They're winning a lot of tournaments as well. So I don't think you have like a difference between this kind of team, because they're teams like Dan, Astralis, and another like top 4 or top 5 teams, because everyone play goods online and LAN, because they're gonna play in the same way in both. Doesn't matter much. Like against them is always a hard game, so you need to give your best always, and that's how I said, like against these teams, like it's just about situations, and you need to know how to play really good the situations and abuse that against them.
Yeah, and I think that Coldzera has a good grasp as to what's going on within the FaZe Clan camp, because it's a little bit of turmoil when you start to replace and bring in new faces. When you're doing it piece by piece, one at a time, things don't necessarily align like you would want to. But again, yesterday we kind of spoke to the rhythm that was Brokey also having to come to this lineup and kind of be nurtured, if you will. Now they're having to do the same sort of thing with Bemis or Bimus or however you want to say it. What's your guys' take?
I think when it comes to Brokey, is pretty much now not exactly a veteran, but he's been around for long enough that he understands how things work. Interesting thing what Coldzera mentioned there. He said how it's not about crazy stats or strategies or whatnot. It's more about playing situations. But when you have a brand new player coming in, and it's almost scenarios where it's a 2v3, 3v3, comms get a little messy, he doesn't know the system properly, that's when he can fall apart. And I don't blame Bemis for it. He is new, he's still going to take a little bit of time, but that is going to be the massive chink in the armor for FaZe, and that's something I believe Fnatic are going to try and exploit.
Yeah, and I think you're onto something right there as well. We don't have too much time before we get into the game, but in doing so, we need to know what the game's going to be played on, don't we, fellas? A best of 3 means we need to know what maps we're talking about at the very, very minimum. So if you have a chance, go ahead and bestow upon me what your expert analysis has come to for this map veto. We'll start with you, Jacob.
Let's start with me. I think we're gonna see some Mirage in there. I think both teams are happy for Mirage. Inferno as well. I met that both of these teams they play to a relatively high level. I'd be surprised if they're not involved in it somehow. Maybe they're not. Trace is saying no. He already knows the map.
I didn't say anything.
You're showing body language right there. But we'll get the video up at some point. Thing is, both of these rosters, are coming into this matchup in a different situation. FaZe, they've had limited practice with BMS. They've had limited practice with the new rosters. They're gonna try to play the more, let's say, easier maps. A map like Dust 2, a map like Mirage, a map like Inferno. It's relatively easy to incorporate a new player into it. We've also seen them being able to play Nuke so far, so that could also be a potential map. Whereas for Fnatic, do they need to redefine the map pool, or do they just continue doing what they're doing already? We'll have to wait and see.
So
I want to see
Jacob,
Train getting picked. Sorry, go on, Trace.
No, I was going to say what Jacob's basically said is it could either be Vertigo, Nuke, Dust 2, Overpass, Inferno, Mirage, or Train. That's basically what you're saying, Jacob.
Nah, it requires some brain, of course, to dissect what I just said right there. You don't have that, that's fair enough. But Vertigo is not going to be, Nuke is not going to be, makes sense from Fnatic. Dust 2 and Overpass, that makes sense. And the third map being Train. A little bit surprised that Fnatic is not willing to play Mirage right here.
Bleh, tell me about this. Tell me about this veto, Bleh.
Vertigo and Nuke getting banned makes a lot of sense for me. That's like obvious if you ask me. Now, what's surprising here is the fact that FaZe didn't pick Mirage. It's a map that they've been very, very good on. They've looked very solid on. And like Pim mentioned, it's a free-flowing map, where someone like BMS can explode. That being said, Dust 2 is kind of similar, so I get that. I wanted Fnatic to pick Train. I know we have Train as a decider, but I wanted Fnatic to pick Train because they looked so good on Train yesterday, number one. And number two, for a FaZe lineup who have a new player coming in, slotting him in on the CT side, it's always going to be iffy. I remember BMS was playing the B bomb side, the inner bomb side solo on Train, and that was getting exploited time and time again by Spirit. And I don't think that's a solution that FaZe are going to find easily. So personally, I would have liked Fnatic to pick Train early on, but hey, if they're comfortable with Overpass, so be it.
Jacob, are you with us?
I'm with you, and I agree. I'm just looking at the maps right now and thinking to myself, if FaZe Clan could have picked Mirage instead of Dust 2, and I guess there's an argument to be had there. I think Mirage is a map that FaZe Clan play to a high level. Look at the win percentage as well. They're sitting at a 90% win rate, so slotting in Grimace to that role Olafmeister had on Mirage seems relatively easy, but going with the comfort picking Dust 2, we've seen them play it. We saw them play it yesterday against Spirit. They got a little bit lucky with Merc crashing in a very crucial moment, so not too sure I'm on board with FaZe right here.
And that they did. We're going to take a look and see what Twitch chat's on board with. We know that these guys and gals and across this entire spread of the universe seem to have a good grasp of reality and what's going on. And it appears, though, they're going the FaZe Clan side, all things considered. Interestingly enough, I'm just going to go ahead and switch this immediately into a prediction segment for you two. And Blay, I want you to kick this one off.
This is a hard one. This is a tricky one. FaZe have won. They've looked good. I agree with Pim. They're an upward trajectory, but I have a feeling, a sneaky little feeling, a smell that Fnatic are going to be coming in with a banger. I'm going to have to go with the Swedes today.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's a good question. I think it really depends on what Fnatic turns up today. Because if we see the Fnatic we saw on the very last map yesterday on Train playing out to that level, FaZe Clan, they're going to have their hands full. If it's going to be the Fnatic that showed up on the first two maps as of yesterday against Godsend, I think FaZe has enough skill and FaZe have Nico, FaZe have Cold Zero in order to deal with Fnatic. So Fnatic sort of have it in their own hands. If they're playing up to their A level, they are better than FaZe Clan. They should be winning, but if they're not, they're going to lose. And I have a feeling that Flusher, he's not going to shoot as many people through the smoke as he did yesterday. So FaZe Clan, they're going to take this.
Well, if we got it down to rocket appliances, which apparently you do there, Jacob, we have it all figured out, but I'm just going to go ahead and say it. I think FaZe Clan need to bounce back.
Producer did me dirty right there. Producer
this is going to happen, whether you like it or not, Jacob. FaZe Clan is my prediction. And I side with Twitch chat. You know why? Because they're my people, and I stand for them. Straight up, y'all. Let's go to a break. Let's come back with our casters, and let's get into what is a best-of-3 series here, featuring Fnatic and FaZe, featuring maps of Dust 2 Overpass, decided on Train. We're going to go to a break, and we'll come right back to the game, I promise.
Well, it's Fnatic taking on FaZe in our second series of the day, Hugo. I've been looking forward to this one since the moment I saw it was on the agenda. And, well, Dust 2 is the initial starting ground, the map pick of FaZe, as this series is immediately underway. And, well, going to be Fnatic coming in with a CT side start. They had that up their sleeve. You can see these betway odds edging this ever so slightly in favor of FaZe. I think for both of these teams, the kind of like stakes of this game are reasonably high. You know, FaZe, they've been on a bit of a resurgence as of late, and Fnatic, they dropped off ever since reaching that #1 spot for a brief moment in the world rankings. And going to open this round up and actually followed up now by BMAS as well. So quite the advantage taken out of the gate in this pistol round. There is a flank coming in from JW over at Long, but it's going to hinge on Golden and Brolin holding down these players at the crossroads, and Brolin is trapped. BMAS just savoring every bullet, and JW on this wrap not able to accomplish anything. Now they know he's here, and he's just stood in the open taking the fights. Brokey finds him, and FaZe are going to get that pistol round on the board. It's not just me here, though, even though it's only me who's talked thus far. I've, of course, been talking over the top of my esteemed colleague and acquaintance, Hugo Byron. Hello.
Oh, do I get to talk now? That's
yes, you do.
Thank you, Harry. Yeah, no, I want to agree with your point about how this is a really important game for both teams. FaZe maybe 2-0 up in the group after defeating Spirit yesterday, but you know, Fnatic, they're 1-1. They're still in a world where they can get a pretty good run here. They can, you know, if they win the series, they equal up with FaZe in terms of scoreline and can even take top of the group in theory. So, yeah, this is actually a very important game for Fnatic. Less so for FaZe, who are, you know, at this point, pretty much guaranteed they're going through. Godsend are 0-2 in the group, yet to face Spirit. That will be coming in a few days. Definitely one you should keep your eyes out for as well, given how competitive Spirit have been inside of, you know, as of late and inside of this group as well. So that's all for later. Right now is a very quiet server. Fnatic are hiding, and they've got a couple of scouts to play with as well. JW up on the construction outside of B. FaZe going to try and fast play this site. The smoke in the door means they can only come through the window, and that's exactly where Fnatic are watching right from below as well. FaZe need that tunnel split, but it's only one man, and Nico, he's opened up. The flash is good. He follows up, tries to get into the site, but it's the Deagles and the CZs rather that put up a bit of a defense. Fnatic finding kills, but FaZe getting the plant, and with that quick B execute, it's going to be a round for FaZe here. Almost nothing Fnatic can do with low economy. Pistol and Scout on the retake. Ooh, nice shot for Crims. Now they're certainly going to give it a go. There may be no kit here for Fnatic, and that smoke has really thrown a spanner in the works. Crims cut off, and Golden, he needs a kill here. If he doesn't get it, this is just going to be a save for Fnatic, and right now they don't even have a choice. Cold takes him down, and Crims runs for the hills. It's going to be that 2-0 lead for FaZe.
Yeah, nice attempt from Fnatic, but not meant to be. Maybe a chance at some exits, but they'll just save by the car. They don't really need to aggress into these tunnels. They're both A-okay here. Crims does eventually get his hands on that Galil as well. It gets blown his way by the bomb, make matters even easier. But that's all they've got into this round. He has dropped the Deagle over onto JW, but I'm really clutching at straws that these guys are going to be able to find much with this in this round. It should be the 3-0 lead for FaZe. This is just their chance to keep things nice and clean. I like as well, we've seen BMAS getting off to a good start here on Dust.
He looked very comfortable on it the other day. Obviously, I feel like, you know, if there's any map that a stand-in is going to be comfortable on, it's Dust. Pretty easy to fill in the void. Everyone knows what they're doing. Roles are pretty basic, and I mean, this map's been around for some time now, Harry. They do say that. Right now, FaZe are playing things very safe with the rifles, not wanting bonus rounds. They just want clean conversions, and that should come in this third as Fnatic, they're leaning away from B. This long control getting taken from FaZe, even though they don't commit towards A. They will be lining up that deep CT smoke and now can start to move up. As I say that, the bomb will leave this position. FaZe going to go B, that's my wonder. Through the T-spawn, it would be viable. Fnatic haven't seen anything though, so they could always fall back. That bomb is heading spawn to B as we speak, but Fnatic, do they spot it? It doesn't matter, they've lost a man at A already. That's going to sell this fake further. FaZe with a double long cross smokes should be able to get more kills here. Fnatic send one player into B, but as soon as he arrives, he immediately leaves. Brolin can't make up his mind on which side is the play. It is going to be B. Crim's finding Brokey. That one rifle sends FaZe packing into this B bomb site, and well, Brolin's just left it, only to realize the error of his ways. Shot in the head and now dead. It's coldzera in essentially a 1-on-3 on this site. He only puts up one, and that's going to be AKs around for fnatic to save in this one. If I'm fnatic, I just run away. I don't want anything to do with this. FaZe are planted B, you're on eco, you've got 2 AK-47s. That really sets you up well going into your first gun round.
Certainly does. And for a man like Crims, he can even look now to drop an AWP into play. We could see one of these come out the gate nice and quickly for fnatic. FaZe finding a bomb plant in this round and now trying to hunt down these remaining players in the 3-on-2, knowing that fnatic aren't going for it. As you said, they want to hold on to these rifles. And at this point in time, you know, it's tempting to hunt if you're FaZe. Like, you kind of want to take these AKs at the hand of fnatic, but also you know that they're buying regardless in this follow-up round.
A nice start though. FaZe feeling confident. fnatic with the first rifle round, and JW's AWP versus Brokey. It's certainly an exciting matchup. Brokey has come into his own inside of this team. Decoy and spawn to fake the fact that he's already shot his AWP, hoping someone's going to peek off the back of the audio. It's a little trick. The only player I've ever seen succeed with that was Flipside. Well did it, Flipside. On Cash, he once used that many, many moons ago. Right now to B-rush for FaZe, a double setup for fnatic. The crossfire is good. Golden is going to get a kill as Brolin draws them in. He jumps up though, and the molly burns him. JW comes in from the window, and Golden's going to get dropped, but JW's putting up numbers. The flash is good. Cold, while Blind fires back, and he finds 2, not the third. The quick repeat from Flusher finds the teammates and the first round on the board for fnatic. Lovely stuff on this CT side. And they're going to put up their first round nice and early, reading the B play and having very quick rotations to the site as well. coldzera, man, he really puts up a stellar round there, blinded, killing the AWP, but unfortunately not able to clutch it out in the one-on-one.
Game is so quiet in the beginning of these rounds. No one really taking any early challenges. fnatic's decision to not have anyone over here towards middle has given up this cat control nice and early. Double setup does lie in wait. Actually, as I point that out, JW has fallen back over towards the crossroads. That's an interesting point to note, right? Crims is the man playing the drop down with this M4. Usually it's an AWP here, but Crim's able to do just as good a job. He gets that one kill and drops down. Now, the added benefit to having the M4 there over the AWP, right, is like, okay, the AWP's probably more likely to get the kill, but the fact that Crims has got it and now drops down is great, because if FaZe tried to pick up the pace there, he can fight from CT with an M4, which is kind of what you want him to have, and JW is still at the crossroads to help out. Oh, Brokey, how have you managed that, my friend?
Sneaky.
He sneaks down Crims. As he gets full blind, Brokey just leaps across his screen, and Crims has got no idea that there's a player in CT right now. Brokey could shut down this whole round. He's going to catch one man in rotation, but that is it. Crims does get revenge, and this has left a 2-on-2 open to fnatic. coldzera, armed with only a deagle, is upgraded onto this org.
Ooh. That reload's been heard. Crims knows exactly where he is. That's big information here for fnatic. Cold had to get the reload off, and now that's info as fnatic set up for this 2-on-2. No utility getting used. They're just focusing on fights, and Cold, he is pivoting from the boxes. Crim's taking his time. JW's going to go first out the window for that contact, watching towards the tunnels, but this time is ticking, and heavily so. Nico in a clutch. He can't afford to die here before they tap the bomb. He needs to wait, and now they're sticking it. Nico needs both kills, and he can't find one. It's a defuse for fnatic in the final few seconds. Nice try from Nico, stuck between not wanting to overface and knowing that fnatic are on the bomb. It's a real problem. And even though Brokey gets in a great position and puts up a nice rotational kill, it's going to be Crims coming in with a big retake frags alongside JW, who now upgrades the AWP. fnatic making money and putting rounds on the board, getting control. Most most importantly, breaking FaZe's bank. It's only Eagles in this third, or this sixth rather, as Fnatic look for a third. FaZe get mollied out of long early. They can't abuse the spawns to take control, so it will be late flashes for Nico. Crims. Ooh, whited twice. Teammates in the pit as well, they know it. Fnatic gonna swing off the back of that flash, and they do get a lot of damage off the HE from pit side. Crims with 4 in the final bullet. Nico firing back, and it's Crims with the ace. Anti-eco shutdown here on long. Lovely stuff. Finds Fnatic a third. But economical problems aside, we're back to the full guns, Harry. Back to AWPs on either team. And Fnatic, they've fast-catted 2 players. They're going quick into middle. JW and Crims doesn't realize they've run right past. JW getting caught. Crims is ahead of them, but he doesn't know there's a second player there who's yet to turn around. Nico, he's right behind you. Brokey's going to get the kill. Okay, this is a mess. This is all over the place. It's the AWP from Brokey that saves Nico's life. Little does he know it. BMAS caught by aggression through the tunnels, and Fnatic get a big amount of real estate from that kill. Roland providing 1. Golden follows up. Fnatic now back in charge, back in the lead, up by a man in this 3-on-2. This is going to be a great game, Harry. I can already tell, like how free this is, how the individuals look. No one's fearless. I mean, everyone's fearless.
Yeah, right.
No one's fearing. I don't know. Words are hard, man. You take it from here.
Well, words are hard, but a 2-on-3 is even harder for FaZe. And with this flank coming in from Flusher, he's got a few words to say. So we're going to give him the microphone, and we're going to see what he has to offer in this round. Lays waste to the first man, and doesn't even give coldzera this immediate fight. Instead, flashes the angle, then reappears. Flusher, a ghostly apparition down at long. And he will hunt coldzera to the grave. Helped out there by Brolin at the cross. Fnatic, they're going to get that 4th round on the board.
This was
the back of this like very messy, sloppy fight over in mid early on. Thankfully, Fnatic are able to see this one through to the very end. And now they sit 4-3 up once again, wrecking the economy of FaZe in the process. They're laughing all the way to the bank right now. Nade could be beefy. And, oh, it is. Cold, great catch. Stellar catch, not going to deny it. However, not what you want to be catching, as everyone gets tagged by that nade. The Molly's now raining on in as well. They get extinguished by the close smoke. Flashes allow Crims to peek one up and deal with the first man and the second and the third.
He's so good.
Right, Crims, you love these anti-eco rounds, don't you, my friend? Let's get another one. But it's actually JW to steal them away. Regardless, Crims with another great hold, admittedly only up against these pistols, but the fact that he's done it twice in a row now, you know, he's not getting overwhelmed no matter how many players are on his screen.
It bodes well, man. And, you know, Crims has forever been the most consistent pillar of Fnatic. It doesn't matter what roster we've had, what changes we've had, whether it's been Godsend, Fnatic, whoever, Crims has always been performing, no matter who's in his team. And that's so great to see. Pillar of consistency inside of this Swedish roster, and up by 2 now. They've taken the lead back against FaZe. They know they've got to play a trap here. That Molotov is going to be a problem for BMAS, who has to smoke it off to stay alive. He can't exit though, and they could even push him. BMAS has no support. Fnatic obviously don't know that. They're scared of the left side of the tunnels, but JW's covering it, allowing his teammate to watch this corner. There's the cover. Brolin with the shot, and the flash out mid is avoided. Crims is ready for the peak, dropping Nico as well. Already 2 kills for Fnatic in this round, and nothing for FaZe in terms of trades. They've just got to go running up the catwalk into Golden.
Ooh, tag from JW. Somehow only for 40 damage as it is through those mid doors. And Brokey now arriving with his orb. He wants to have a little something to say in this round. JW doesn't catch this second man getting up onto Cap. But Crims has heard the rotation. So they're going to be coming in through catwalk on the Fnatic side very, very fast to wrap on in. And with the bomb planted for sure, this is going to be a very contested area of the map. This is where FaZe are looking to set up. And actually, Fnatic, they've decided against the 3-man Cap retake and put 1 player here alone. This is going to give them a very heavy long presence, but it means this fight between Brolin and Cold is so key. And Cold winning this out has left the post plant open to FaZe. A 2-on-3 now with a man at catwalk and bomb planted there. Cold swinging wide, going for that trade. and blindsided by the double ramp retake from Fnatic. There was a third man there as well that was never even discovered. So the defuse comes on in. Fnatic continuing to build upon this lead.
Yeah, with Brokey buying the AWP, it's actually costed him the head armor. He hasn't been able to afford it, and look at the result. Flusher just deletes him in a bullet. Brokey doesn't even get to fire his AWP, and Fnatic, I thought that would be a real danger, letting Cold stay on Catwalk and not dealing with that when it's a cat plant, especially coming up from long where Cold can cover the cross. But even though he destroys, I think it was Brolin in the back, on Xbox, it's still not a problem for Fnatic to deal with. Flusher coming in with some big kills, and now to see him firing off alongside Crims and JW's AWP was certainly bodes well for Fnatic. B rush in this round though, Golden's watching it. Ready and waiting with the AWP. No flashes yet for FaZe, who are throwing in utility in mid to try and sell a bit of fake, try and set themselves up for this split. Brolin's watched it, but he's also been blinded. Now Golden turning away is going to have to deal with his push. They're already out. He's missed his shot and his only shot. Brolin outside of the door. If he comes through, he's dead. FaZe welcoming him into the bomb site. And as soon as they allow him in, they close it out. And Nico with one more kill in middle before he's finally finished off. It's going to be a plant now for FaZe and a very difficult retake for Fnatic.
They're going to float around at first, see if they can get any kills, but if nothing presents itself, this will just be a save. And you already see that Flusher is peeling away. JW isn't really a man who likes to say no to a fight. And so the moment he's aggressed into tunnels, he's still gunning for this kill on a Brokey. And that's a decision he's going to come to regret. Flusher, meanwhile, shaking his head at this point. JW, we did say save. Get away with this AK at the very, very least. Now, money's fine for Fnatic, right? It's not the end of the world that they lose the AWP there. Oh, Flusher, so unfortunate. He was holding for that. And as he hears them getting closer, a misstep leads him to fall off the box. So they hear him fall. They know that he was in CT. This B site, really one of the only problems right now for Fnatic. And once again, it kind of comes on like the back of an unfortunate timing as they rotate a player out from the site to worry about mid. That's when the push comes in. They lose the player inside, and Brolin tries his best to re-aggress, bless him, but just gets shut out of the round. Here it is again. FaZe, they've identified that B is a weakness as well, and they're not looking to let off the gas. They get in, they deal with Brolin, they follow up onto Golden, and yeah, this B hold, there's got to be something done here for Fnatic. FaZe are showing no mercy.
Fnatic were late, man. They were crossing late, and that just gave FaZe the advantage. Even though Molly landed straight away for Fnatic, FaZe just run right through it with no fear, and a bomb planted. Even with that Molly burning out BMAS after the plant comes through, is that going to be tempting? Is that going to be enough for Fnatic? They have so much util to get players onto the site. This Molly from JW in the window could burn Nico out of position. He's actually going to get received a Molly instead, coming from the window. And now Fnatic, this is the problem, right? Especially with early B rushes, is it means FaZe have so much more utility left in the tank. They haven't had to use anything to get here, and now they can just hold Fnatic out of the site. But flashing back in and blinded is Nico. The time is ticking. There's a player on the car. They need someone to stick this bomb. Cold finally showing his hand from the back of the site. And this one's done for Fnatic. Unless they stick this one. Cold missing this shot, but they get off, and that's going to be the round. FaZe pick it up. JW does survive. Cold saves the day by stopping the defuse. And JW, he trades, but he trades too late.
In all shots. Yeah. But yeah, not enough, sadly, to get it over the line.
In all of that madness, no one turned around to deal with Cold. Look at this. No one's ready for him. You know, JW really quick with the trade, but unfortunately the trade is not enough. Crims is already on the defuse, and Cold not only gets the drop on the player at the back, but Fnatic is so focused on the tunnel, on the car, on the fact the door is smoked as well, that they just don't even really turn around to deal with him. Crims had no choice but to stick the bomb, or it was a lost round anyway. Not a good streak for Fnatic on this map, but the fact that they're, you know, level-headed with FaZe right now, I think bodes well, considering how decimated Fnatic got against Spirit the other day. We weren't happy to see that. Like, as good as Spirit had been, Fnatic got 3 rounds on Nuke. Like, that is not acceptable, not for this team, and I think they know that as well. They want to step up, and so they have so in this series to start, but can they keep it up? Because FaZe's B rushes, oh, Harry, they're coming back.
Let's see, now can they hold the line? Brolin not able to find a kill initially, has a rotation coming in from JW. That's the change. Instead of Golden being here, it's JW with this AWP support. He doesn't fare much better than Golden ever did at this side of the map. Once again, the B play works out for FaZe. However, they deal with rain down in mid, and this time there is a retake available to Fnatic in a 2-on-2. They're going to give it a go, but that kill going in favor of Nico. It's probably just a save again from Fnatic. Golden still looking like he wants to try and toy with this. But we're just 10 HP. This is an unwinnable round, it feels like, as much as you hate to say it. Golden even making noise. They know that he was up in the window, and I don't think they're going to let it away. They're ready to hunt this kill down. He's just given them the hint to where he resides, and there's the peek from Brokey. 6 on the board for FaZe. And it almost felt like they're Fnatic, right? They were trying to like get ahead of the calls from FaZe because they only had one man in B. That was Brolin. JW was here to help, but he was actually holding mid earlier on. So even then, he's late into the site. And I think what Fnatic were hoping for there is that FaZe were kind of, you know, after going B so many rounds in a row, that's the round they would change it. And that's what Fnatic were banking on, but that's not the case. And now Fnatic stacked 3 at B. Well, this is the round where FaZe change it. They're delayed up by 1 round. They know that they're in the heads of Fnatic at this point. And this is one of the great things about conditioning your opponent in this way.
If FaZe had missed the timing, if they rushed and took long and committed towards A, they would have had Fnatic with 1 man actually in the site. And now, well, Fnatic have seen there's no B rush, and they go, okay, let's go A then. They stack 4 players. JW, what a boost, man. He's on his teammate's head, so he can peek wider and from an even higher off angle. Let's see if this scout can find anything versus the AWP of coldzera in the pit. JW going back, he spots a cross. It's only a rifle though. That's the fight that JW wants to take. Get rid of one of those AKs nice and early, but look at the flash here. Signals that BMS is close. JW realizes it. Oh, hits a tag. Can't get the kill, but Cold down in the second shot. JW not stopping. Oh my, 3 with a scout. How does he do it? Decimates FaZe on long. And in an eco round, this could still be FaZe's. Don't count them out. They are down by 2, but these are only pistols for Fnatic. But look at FaZe tapping back against these Deegs. Golden does respond, and he will close out the round for Fnatic. What on earth is that scout for JW? Let's run that back. Let's look at it again. Impeccable shots. It doesn't even look like he's reacting, Harry.
Yeah, no, that's the nuts thing, man. Like, JW is feeling it right now with the AWP, with the scout, you name it. And it feels like you say, like he's barely even having to zoom in, and he just knows he's going to hit the shot. Like, the reaction is instantaneous. FaZe down on pistols after losing to that eco round from Fnatic. And this is where the Swedes are going to look to bump themselves back into the lead again. They deal with Rain down in middle. They take this man advantage. Crims reaching his 20th kill.
And you know, this is why if FaZe want to be competitive in this series, if they want to win this game, they almost have to win Dusk, because we look at Overpass as the pick of Fnatic, and it's one that not only has been a bit of a shambles for FaZe as of late, but one that Fnatic will look incredible on. Like, they've been beating some of the big dogs on that map, like NIP, Astralis, Mousesports, beating FaZe there as well, Heretics. Like, Fnatic have got so many wins on Overpass as of late.
I want Fnatic to just let Crims have these eco kills. I want him to break his own Dust 2 record in this game. That would be phenomenal. He set it at 44 now. That was kills on LAN on Dust 2, right? Obviously, this is online. The kill record for an online game is 47, set by Config.
He's halfway there, Harry.
Yeah, he is. He's on his way to breaking his Dust 2 record. And it is like, I'm pretty, sorry, for Dust 2, it is a record in and of itself, right? Regardless of on LAN or online.
Yeah.
So he's halfway there. 22-7 at the halfway point in this game, but there's still 1 more round to be played. Let's see if Crims can kick this up a notch. It's just something about Dust 2 and this man that go hand in hand.
Well, he did lose that game, remember, sadly.
Yeah, well, we don't want to talk about that part, do we? We focus on how good Crims was in that game. I don't want that part to repeat itself, Hugo. I think at that point, you'll cry for Crims. Rain out through long, and there's a double set up here, but JW gets read and dealt with. And now, what was meant to be a bait and switch has just turned into a real mess at long. Flusher hiding in this smoke. He stayed alive for a lot longer than he should have been able to, but doesn't get anything out of this position. And with 1 minute and 5 seconds left, FaZe, they've got all the time in the world at this point, right? They don't have to commit to A. There's been a very heavy rotation into this site from Fnatic. Crims here. 23 kills in round 15, by the way.
But FaZe, they should be able to trade this, right? There's no util, there's no one to support Crims. Brolin's on cap, but how much can he really offer from this position? Crims is on an island, he needs to put up kills, and he can't even get one. Brokey and Nico, double opener, leaving Golden alone in another unrealistic clutch. A 1-on-4 for the half. He's got Kit Molly smoke, so all the tools at the disposal of Golden, but not the shots. He does find the first, but player at the car, another one on the cat, and even Brokey defending it long. There just wasn't a world for Golden. And FaZe, they're going to win the half. They're going to take 7. fnatic winning the half rather at 8. Things are looking good for them, but where will things go in that second half? You'll have to wait and see. Join us after the break for the rest of Dust 2.
Tonight, gonna give me just what I like. Oh, 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 we'll take it straight to the top. Yeah, yeah. Come on, everybody, this is how we shake it up. We came here to party and we are gonna take it up. Wanna go for a ride, cause we're coming alive. Do you feel that feeling? From the floor to the ceiling. It's burning up and we don't stop. Control, and I feel it in my bones, and I don't wanna let it go. Na 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 na, na 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 na, na 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 na, na 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 na.
When you're touching me, yeah, I go crazy when you're touching me. Yeah, I'm a love it when you're touching me. I go crazy when you're touching me. Hey, you got my love tonight. We are gonna party through the night. Your touch, touch, touch. Your touch, touch, touch. Oh, let me take you there. I'm gonna dance without the care. Your touch, touch, touch. Your touch, touch, touch. Smooth on the dance floor, touch everyone there. There we go. Make love on the dance floor.
Well, Dust 2, it's certainly looking pretty even, and we've had a lot of big moments in this game thus far. It's already looking good, and these Betway odds are continuing to picture a pretty close affair, and justifiably so. It feels like on either side of the coin, we've had players stepping up. We've had some big moments in this game, and not really a clear winner just yet.
No, not at all. I think, you know, over parts, going back to that again, is going to be more of a problem for FaZe. I don't think that's going to be as equal, so the pressure really is on FaZe to show up in this map and take Dust 2, take their pick in the series, but we'll see if they can do that, if they can muster the courage, because right now down by 1.5 and a pistol round where fnatic are going fast out long. Flashes are good and BMAS pushed back. He can't contain. Rain on the car waiting, and no one knows. They're being baited in by the double setup on the site, so Rain could get a lot of value from this position.
There's a lot of bodies here for Nico to find, right, as he's peeking out from CT, but not able to get anything done. They now start to swarm, and fnatic buzzing their way into this A bomb site. They get up, and now they get this bomb planted as well. 5 on 3 in the post plant. Pretty tricky round for FaZe to get back into.
Oh dear.
However, that shot from Brokey finally connecting is going to go a long way. Now they set up for this cat retake. Nico, what's he doing? He's still holding on to this wrap round in through mid. That's not a wrap that's going to be coming through for fnatic. Instead, Flusher is just holding down long for rotations. He's available late to come in and help out if his teammates need it. And that's looking like a big if right now. Not going to be required. Nico, all alone, just runs away to hold on to this defuse kit.
from an if to an oof. That's going to be a Fnatic pickup there as FaZe can't retake the bomb site. And that's a shame for FaZe, man. They had everything set up there for that exact play. They were ready for a long take. They had 3 players there. Rain was playing bait on the car. We had 2 holding the cross for FaZe. I think if Rain peaks later, he probably gets a lot more done than just immediately glocked out by Fnatic, because, you know, by the time that he peaked, they were just sitting on the corner and they weren't actually moving up long yet. So, you know, they're still considering that position, but while they're rushing, that's the time to fight. But Rain goes in early and gets out of the round. It's going to be Fnatic finding it the first of this half. Back to long they go, but FaZe is going to meet them in the middle. They've got 4 here on the other side of things. A quick grenade, a bit of damage, but these Mac-10s should swoop in to save the day. Flusher doubles down, and well, 1 by 1, this is a round where FaZe already look to be losing. Eagles can, of course, throw a bit of a spanner in the works. But Fnatic, they're just going to play things safely. Cross smokes coming down, and the cross behind the smokes as they set their way towards A with a bomb. BMAS in the spawn. Got Brokey up on Catwalk, already falling back to help middle, check for lurkers, and there is a lurker in the form of Brolin here to cut off those saves.
Ooh, wow, doesn't exactly go that way. But it's still a Fnatic round nonetheless. And JW, it's his turn to hunt. Now, up close with the scout, this is like having a bad shotgun. And yeah, JW kind of realizes very, very quickly, like, maybe this isn't where I want to be. Maybe this isn't the fun-loving, safe environment I thought it was with these FaZe guys back in T-Spawn. And they will take him down. They get out of the round with this Scout and Galil combination, and with armor on BMAS. I don't know, man. This is a little deadly combo here for FaZe. You can even have players like Nico still. I mean, I was going to say you could invest in armor, but I'm imagining he's wanting to save to bring that AWP out. So he's been given this Scout. That leaves Cold with a Deagle. Galil on B-Mask. Deagle for Brokey with armor behind it. And then this Scout, if it can tag a few of these Fnatic players up and just soften them up for the pistols that are still alive and kicking on this team, then maybe there's a chance for FaZe in this round. But Nico tried to take the early fight. Yeah. And does get tagged. So that's him sent back out of middle. A double cat boost in the meantime as you get players up here nice and early. They were looking to assemble that boost, but Brolin spotted it, and that Molly's going to deny the boost attempt to FaZe.
Yeah, this is an A split, but you can see Crims is selling a full B fake right now with all his utility. That's going to keep Brokey close, but aggression from FaZe does have a result. It finds a kill to Brolin, clears out the catwalk. Now this play comes down to entirely the long take with Crims on a lurk or a wrap, depending on how he wants to play it. Right now, no one's rotated off of B. That mid player is still hanging around in CT, but Brokey's going to begin to consider, and for good reason. He's getting shot from the cross. Flusher pulling out the primary, taking down BMAS on the site, and now Fnatic overwhelming A. Nice shots from Flusher. This Mac-10 is brutalizing FaZe, and they're just going to have to save. Crims did make his way up Cat, looking for kills, but nothing was presented. And now, coming back for the chase might be the play. 2 players of FaZe in middle, trying to get away with Deagles, or at least exits, but you can notice there's no AKs in this round. Like, FaZe, even if they get exits, there's nothing to save here. 2 Mac-10s, a Galil, and a Scout. Like, enjoy. And, well, JW's in T-Spawn still, running back out of long and dropping Cold in the middle. It's just Brokey now, and he hasn't got much life left in him either. 36 HP. Ooh, yeah, I was going to say, only take the shot if you know you got the kill, and without it, he will be put down by Golden. Fnatic up to 11. This is a great T-side, Harry. Not only the lead at halftime, but 3 rounds to start off this second half before FaZe come in with a bye.
And JW is still looking crisp with this.
Yes.
I don't even want to see him upgraded. He's actually been throwing a Mac-10. He had the best spawn for B. This is a B rush right now from Fnatic, if you've ever seen one. 3 Mac-10s. A Galil and an AK. That's what they've got to try and get through. Smoke on that Molly. And, oh, JW right up in the face of Brokey. A little too close for comfort, perhaps. As now Cold, the last bastion of hope at B. Fnatic are giving FaZe a taste of their own medicine. It's not that nice when your B site just gets raided in the opening segment to the round, is it, FaZe?
And a bonus round.
Good.
A bonus round as well. Like, that's, you know, it's not like Fnatic are in an economical problem right now. This game is so close that that's such a risk or anything, but you know, they're going to profit huge off of that round. Upgrading Mac 10s into M4s, and Crims wants to do the same as his teammates have already done. He's beginning to hunt, but yeah, standard save for FaZe, 3 on long. They've got a crossfire, they've got a setup, and Crims, yeah, he's going to be hard-pressed to find much here, especially giving away his position with a Molotov. He gets smoked. Master's watching it, and he won't let Crims in. That being said, I mean, you know, for Fnatic, they can just run another Mac 10 round if they want. Nothing's stopping them, but Crims could just throw his body at the problem and try and pick up a weapon. Actually, they shuffle it over to him. He gets dropped it. So full rifles for Fnatic. Look at those upgrades. Even though it's Galil and a Scout, it's still everyone getting away with a gun. And Fnatic brought 3 Mac 10s into that round, so they're going to be very happy with how things turned out. Do or die though for FaZe, Harry. This is 4 up in the T side for Fnatic, and FaZe have yet to field a round in this half. This is their best buy yet. What can they do with it?
Oh, JW scout over at long. I love that he's keeping the scout out. Was this purchased for him going into this round? It must have been, right? Because he'd been given a Mac 10 at the end of the one prior.
No, he saved it. He saved it. He shuffled guns over to Crims outside long and saved it, yeah. I don't know where from, but... Fnatic, they want B again. Yeah, they're just going to hit it.
Get it, Nico does spot one of these players that was trying to come in on the mid to B flank, and Cole now is going to realize, okay, I've got to do this. However, it's not the B play from Fnatic. They throw in all this utility to try and bait a rotation, but FaZe, they haven't rotated at all. Fnatic, they were at the right place at the right time. Everything was about to go their way, and now they've abandoned this B bomb site with the hopes of getting into a weakened A side of the map. And that could not be further from the truth. They've gone from no danger, or very little danger, to suddenly danger around every corner. But Flusher missed the danger and shut down the first man. Crims has solidified another, but will they be ready for Brokey at Goose? They're not. They run in with the bomb out. No one checks it, and Brokey has just stolen this round away from Fnatic, helped out by BMAS and FaZe. They're going to find themselves that 8th. A little bit of a heartbreaking decision there for Fnatic to move away. You understand why, right? With all the utility they've thrown in on the back of losing a player to Nico early on in mid, you see that. You know that FaZe have been running a double B. You know that Nico is available for a fast rotation. So they throw in all that utility and they assume that Nico is going to peel away from mid into that B site to go and help it. But for a start, there was only one player at B to begin with, and Nico actually did the polar opposite of that. So,
and it's a classic we see from Cold, which is, you know, he throws his util from the site, but then he moves to the car. And what that car position provides is he can hear the footsteps. He hears Fnatic run lower and run up towards Catwalk if you're playing so close to the tunnels. So just Cold gives the info. He goes, FaZe, don't rotate, just chill. They're coming your way. And Fnatic, what do? They come their way. So good info gathering by Cold and Fnatic. It's a first round loss in this half. Are they going to have an immediate response, or will they let FaZe start to build off the back of it? FaZe is going to be feeling confident now. Nico's on the AWP. This is the only side in Counter-Strike for FaZe that we see Nico primary AWP over Brokey every time, consistently. And that's CT side of Dust too. So Nico feels very free with this weapon, and he sits on the site right now watching Cat. Right now, Fnatic, they're out mid. And there is a double B setup for a change, so they are walking to a little bit more of a setup, but mid has been gifted over. FaZe going to have to flash through the doors, and they go. Brokey and Cole combine for a couple. Brokey with another, and now FaZe can even push through that CT smoke if they want. They do. JW dropped. Flusher has B, but he has no one with him, and no bomb.
Yeah, and they know he's here as well. He's isolated this one fight onto Cold Zera, but now 1v3 to attempt, and an AWP staring up at him from mid if he goes for this peek. Oh, this could be the one that seals his fate. Nico is on this angle from the right side of middle. Flusher can put himself in the firing line, and there's Nico to seal the deal. 9 on the board for FaZe, starting to stumble back to their feet here on the CT side. Still money for the side of Fnatic. That's thanks to this great start they were able to get off to, right? Putting those first 4 rounds on the board in a very, very clean fashion, even finding a bonus round in the 4th round of this second half of play. So money's not a problem, or at least it isn't yet, but it's on the verge of becoming an issue for Fnatic, and that is how FaZe can really look to get back into this map.
Well, they would break it at 10, right? And then that would just be FaZe anti-ecoing, and then suddenly, you know, it's 12-11 or maybe even 12-12 with Fnatic over invest. So like, yeah, this is one round away from FaZe being back in control pretty much. Fnatic, they're going to just go fast. They've already lost a man in middle after getting one favorable trade. Golden killing his teammate, but he takes down an enemy with it, and JW dropping the one man along has rid Fnatic of any problems on this A site. It's just that CT retake for FaZe. Cold's dealt with Crims. Golden's still low, and even a single stray bullet could end this round for him. He gets the plant. Brokey climbs up. He can stick the bomb in the smoke. There's nothing to stop him. JW just has to spam and pray for the best. They're already on the defuse. They won the round, and JW, there's nothing he can do. FaZe up to 10, and Harry, you talk about the money issues. Well, there they are for Fnatic. They might even buy right back in here because 3 kills on the previous, plus a bomb plant. JW can drop a gun. It would be 4 rifles at a bare minimum, but oh, that's such an unfortunate round for Fnatic. Golden even tries to stop shooting so he doesn't kill Brolin, but then he gets flashed, and that only tempts him to start spraying again because he doesn't know what's going on. He doesn't know if his teammate's even dead, so unfortunate, but FaZe now starting to warm into this game a little bit later on.
Looking like maybe an attempt at the mid to B here from Fnatic with no long control and a player still in lower tunnels. That could definitely be the case, as well as that JW's holding on to the long route. With JW sitting back in T-spawn, I think Fnatic might look to slow this round down a bit. Yeah, they're not going to commit to this cat play right away. Now actually rejoining JW here, but Nico has been on this angle, waiting patiently for a while, creeping into the crosshair, and he finds JW. Crims falls shortly thereafter. While they do deal with one of these 2 players at the long side, it's not going to be the majority. Nico falling back into the pit. Rain even came around to help him, now taking this position back up at the crossroads. Knowing that this is going to be a cat play, he gets that information, flashes Nico in for the peek. Nice shot from Nico. And we'll see the bomb now crossing into this site. It's going to get planted. Fnatic in a 3-on-4 post plant with short control, and the bomb planted for this position, but Brolin's got to hold on, and with 3 players about to come his way, you're asking a hell of a lot. Can he do it? Can he muster off these kills? There's 1 and a second, but does get traded by the 3rd. Golden now holding down the line, and it all falls onto Nico. 1v2, half the time ticked off this bomb, and he's trying to pick up the pace, trying to get FaZe back into this round, and Golden is going to snuff him out from the catwalk. 13 on the board for Fnatic, and suddenly the grim reality of this game comes crashing back in for FaZe. And that is that now they've run out of money, or haven't completely run out, but they're at a spot where they're not going to have really anything.
Yeah, that is not the time that you want to be getting broken at all, especially off the back of Golden's performance, man. He was a bit quiet in that first half, but right now on the T side, he is stepping it up. Big kills in that previous round, ridding Nico of any chance of winning that 1-on-2 with the AWP. But now, well, FaZe, they're thinking back to the distant memories of actually having money. flusha has over 100 more utility damage than FaZe combined. That is ridiculous, but that's pretty standard for flusha. Loves a Molotov, loves an HE grenade. I wonder how the hell you even do that on Dust 2 as well. How do you guarantee UD? I don't know. Nades up catwalk from the CT side, mollies in the B site, but other than that and along, really, it's a hard task, and well, even harder for FaZe in this one, especially with the low economy. Deagles are out, a Zeus on Brokey, a 4-man B setup. Fnatic have not gone B for some time, Harry. They've really leaned away from this site as of late. Golden, does he realize? Does he check, most importantly? Rain is here. Rain has had a bit of a rough game. Traded Brolin up on Cat last round after Brolin took down 2. But 7 kills in this map right now. Getting a kill here, getting an AK could provide a lot of sustenance to FaZe, and maybe even send Fnatic into that B bomb site stack. So Rain really needs to have his wits about him.
Oh, that's not as clean as I thought it was. Brolin, he's going to uncover the terrible truth of mid, and that is that there's a lot of players here, or at least they were. Instead, Now it's just the remains of FaZe left in middle. Lots of damage done in the round, but not a single kill for the FaZe squad. That's 14 on the board for Fnatic and a flawless round. Something that Fnatic have done really, really well is like being able to plan for the future thanks to how many of these rounds they keep clean. And it's always the rounds that you need to keep clean that they do, right? Like I feel like so often you see the Pistols get away with a lot, and this Fnatic squad just haven't allowed that ever in any one of these rounds. And so as a result, they've been safeguarding themselves from this situation that FaZe have found themselves in right here, or in that last round rather. So no resets for Fnatic. If FaZe do want to get back into this, it is going to be a grind. You are going to be up against rifles in a lot of these rounds. And Nico getting that kill down here in mid has kickstarted this one with a man advantage for FaZe. flusha making noise up in the tunnels. That's going to solidify this two-man sight hold.
Nope. Nope. flusha, you cool, bro?
Is jump eye not working there, bro? Like, what's
I think he's just messing around. I think he's quick switching off of the nade after jumping. I really don't know, Harry. I actually don't know.
I don't want to overanalyze that one from flusha.
It looks like he's just messing around because I don't. The only reason that I think that is because why would flusha make that mistake 3 times? Probably just to mess with us. Either way.
Yeah, that was a little. That was just one to keep us on our toes, Hugo, from flusha. He likes to do that. Throw a curveball our way. Let's see if he can throw one the way of FaZe. Inside of this site, Raid, 7 kills to his name. He's been like someone who for FaZe has looked stellar as of late, having a very quiet game right now. And now will be the perfect time to get to the vintage Raid moments at the catwalk, but he only puts up 1. Immediately traded by flusha. This A-bomb site now secured, and Fnatic once again in a 3-on-4. This time though, Brolin gets caught down in CT, hunting for these kills. So while this bomb plant is going to come through for JW and flusha, this is not an easy or a nice spot to be in. There's one player at long, but they haven't spotted BMAS, who is at this long side as well, playing close. flusha taking matters into his own hands, but only putting up 1, now leaves it on JW. And BMAS has crossed close, but it doesn't matter because Nico is going to get the kill regardless. 11 on the board for FaZe as they get this retake off. They will secure another round. This is just the beginning if they want to come back here on Dust 2.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's somewhat true, sure, but at least in terms of rounds, only 3 behind, only a couple of rifle rounds away from, you know, being tied up with Fnatic. So FaZe, they are in a pretty good position. Obviously, Fnatic not out of the woods yet by any means. Nico has been fast with the AWP, and even with some of the missed shots coming through, he's not overselling it, he's not overcommitting, he's not giving kills to Fnatic, even though he's not necessarily always finding his own. Backing up towards long and playing retake, staying alive sometimes is the aim of the game here in the CT side, and just playing for the late round, letting your teammates find the kills, and you coming in to swoop in and save the day. Right now, Fnatic want B. They have 3 players outside. The FaZe, they've been double stacking this ever since Fnatic started to B rush it at the start of the half. 4 rounds in a row off of these B plays, and FaZe have moved the AWP over. Cold is here. Now, there is a player tucked on the right. That's flusha. The only danger here, considering Cold is tucked in, but he will look above, and that smoke cuts off a lot of his vision, so he climbs on top of the boxes. Ooh, cheeky little Cold Zera, waiting for the moment to pounce. Nico's also got another AWP in mid. I mean, everywhere Fnatic go, they're walking into these scopes, and there's the first. Nico dropping JW. He's going to back up as well. That molly is a problem for Fnatic, and they have to throw a smoke to cut out Nico. He's dropped a smoke of his own to play in front of it. Nico not letting them get away with squat, but finally finished off through the smoke, sets up this B play. There's still 2 inside of the site, with Cold as well watching the tunnels. He should have at least a guaranteed kill as Fnatic go for it, but that smoke in the tunnel is a problem for them, and Brokey is putting in bullets from the site into these mid players. Ola needs a trade, but he's getting pinched on from behind, and Cole with the AWP of course gets that kill. flusha left alone. Fnatic walking into such a heavy B setup, and FaZe are going to find 12.
Yeah, it's a bit of an awkward round there for Fnatic, right? With tunnels smoked, the 2 players that were meant to be splitting it with Brolin weren't able to come in on that push. And as a result, Brolin, he couldn't go into the site. He was getting flanked by 3 players in through mid. He had no options there. And so it really was just a fight to the death on the back of these players not getting through the tunnel. Now, Fnatic, they send everyone over towards B early on in this round. Maybe with the end goal of rushing on in. A lot of nades as well, and that makes me curious. What's the game plan with these? I feel like they could try a nade stack, like back platform or something. You know, if Cold's going to be playing here with the AWP, that is the spot it's going to find itself, and Cold's repositioned. Maybe the timing's perfect on that, and it is. The time. Wow, he is hid from the artillery of Fnatic. He didn't realize it, but he's dodged death in a big way. Cold's error, staying alive in spite of the odds against him. JW with just a Glock doubling up. All right, come on then, JW. Oh, not happening. That would have been incredible, but not today, as you mentioned. Not enough bullets in the AK for him. 13 on the board for FaZe.
So key. So the Glock burst into the Brokey headshot, follows up on the AWP. There's a world, Harry. There is a world. If he finds a gun with a little bit more ammo, maybe. But FaZe, they're trying to make this happen. They're trying to make their map pick go the distance, and they are doing that and more. 13-14, Fnatic's buy that will be broken if FaZe find this 14th round. And likely FaZe win the game if they win this round because of Fnatic's economy and how these rounds have been going on the CT side. So FaZe are in a very good position right now, down by 1. But the numbers don't give us the full picture, the full story. Cold pushed lower in this round. Now, Fnatic are playing very scared of this position. They don't know he's here, but they're clearly aware of the possibility. And Brolin, he's going to check for this. If Cole gets away with a kill, then this B-site setup is going to be even more threatening to Fnatic, but he moves forward as Brolin jumps. It's a perfect timing for coldzera. Looked like he could have died there, but Brolin caught jumping on top of the box, and Flusher now has to hold on to this. He's getting preoccupied. Brokey's pushed the back line, and FaZe, what an expertly played round. The bait and switch, the setup there in lower, sucks the life out of Fnatic, and now 2 players out long into a double setup. Crim switches weapons, and BMAS shuts them both down. JW in a 1-on-5.
Oftentimes, he's good at making these close. But this should never really be a Fnatic round. W will at least get that kill there onto Nico.
How does he hit that shot?
Onto the AWP. If he wants. Instead, he's going to throw it out the map. Get out of here with that AWP. JW at least making it a little bit more expensive here. That's $4,750. Irretrievable. It doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things. FaZe find the 14th. They keep 4 players alive, and they'll be able to reinvest in that AWP. For Fnatic, I can't remember what team did this strategy. I'm trying to think, but it was really sick. I loved it, and I think it would be a good way to deal with Nico, who's playing mid right now. Basically, you go for like what looks like a cap play. At the same time, you split in like a mid to B fashion, and you have a player drop CT, right?
Yeah,
and
GT do that all the time.
And you pincer into Nico. I would kind of love to see something like that from Fnatic right now, because it feels like Nico is the source of a lot of these problems, right? Just his presence in mid is giving FaZe a lot of freedom in this game, and he's available for fast rotates towards B. He hears the information if they play Catwalk. It makes Catwalk even then a terrifying place to get on the map for Fnatic, right? So in this round, Nico has repositioned and is instead taking a lie over here towards long. They've swapped him out and have coldzera holding down this side of the map with 3 players in A. Rain's going to flash for this peek from BMAS, and 4 players blinded at Cat. Everyone was wiped from that. BMAS, here's the chance, a reflash in, and that allows him the double. Does eventually get traded, but it's still massively in favor of FaZe here up against this partial buy.
I love the double flash, because after Fnatic get blinded, they instantly, run away, and then they realize, okay, someone's around this corner, we need to look at it, and everyone stares at the corner, and then the second flashbang comes through, and, well, Fnatic just get mowed down. The reason Nico's repositioned in this round is really smart is because he knows that Fnatic are low money, and therefore won't have the AWP in mid, so holding the catwalk and denying the cross to the site to disable Fnatic's money and not let them plant on A is Nico's game. That's his aim. JW, he's going to need some aim in this game if he wants to take down these 2. Rain tagged up and spawned. Nico can peek off the back, but there's already a flank, and that should lock in this round. It's there. It's easy. It's Brokey. It's 15 rounds to FaZe, and despite Fnatic holding the lead at half, taking a considerable distance into the second, FaZe have really recovered well. 15 rounds, just ready to push it over the edge. Fnatic won overtime. JW's got the glass cannon AWP. We have 2 for FaZe Clan, coldzera and Nico. Cole's been really good at holding down this B bomb site with that AWP when required, and this time he'll shut down Golden in middle through the door, through the smoke, blinded. I mean, keep adding.
icons to the kill feed at this point, because Cold, he's going to hit them all. Brolin ready to go out mid. There's a player there, though. Oh, he doesn't check yet, and now fnatic, they are falling apart in this map.
And this was 14-9 in their favor.
This is the exact same as Vitality Na'Vi. 14-9 up for Vitality. Na'Vi pull a huge T-side comeback and win the game, except this time it's CT side.
It's actually 14-11. I've kind of just done you in there, Hugo.
14-10, Harry. Actually.
Oh man, I just can't do maths. That's the
numbers
problem.
are hard, dude.
Tried to do it on air. There's a lesson about that in there somewhere from Alex Machine Richardson. And you just don't do it, and that's why. Nico gonna nade down onto Cat. Doesn't find any damage. The bomb is here. fnatic, they've got JW out in mid. They're going to try and trickle in through the catwalk, but Rain is already pushing the extremities of these smokes, and he's just lying in wait on the other side, begging fnatic to walk into his crosshair. Sure. Is he going to account for a man in this drop-down position? Rain hidden just around the corner. Flash goes in. Flusher tries to go past and gets caught on him. It's all left onto Crims. 1v4. 27 kills to his name, and it's not going to be enough. FaZe, they pick up the victory here on Dust 2. They get it in the bag. Their map pick goes their way. Despite being 14-10 down at one point in time, they managed to recover.
Yeah, and Crims, man, he had a great first half, but he really slowed down in that second. Obviously not putting it on him as to why they lost, but just worth noting, we were following that storyline of 22 kills at halftime. Crims, he's going to pop off. He gets like 5 more in the game. And FaZe, they have a great CT side. Those double orbs are such a nuisance. And the fact that we have such a deep plethora of AWPers on this side of FaZe is always apparent on maps like Dust 2. So FaZe, they take their map pick. We head to a second. It's going to be Overpass. It's one that fnatic have looked so good on as of late, setting us up for a 3-map series. So join us after the break for that.